So apparently, in order to get anything written, I need to spend a couple days not writing, and I need to spend a couple days reading instead. Which I have heard that, like, the more you read, the better you write. I wrote over 4,000 words today. Like, I wrote 4,817 words so far today. But to be fair, the time that I write is when I'm at work. And, which is not what I'm supposed to do, probably. But I am sitting on desk, and today it was raining. And so very, very few people came into the library today because it was raining. And I didn't have any projects at the library to do while I was on desk. So I just wrote. And I wrote a chapter and a half. Is it necessary? They're not final drafts. Gosh, no. The interesting thing about what I'm writing right now is that because I'm counting this as my first draft, because the original draft I have, which I have as my 0 draft, is a very different plot. Well, not plot. There's a lot of very different scenes, and I can definitely see that. And I got into, a couple days ago, I finally got into the area that is completely different. Like, it's all different because there's a couple characters that have been removed, a couple characters have been changed, added in, all that stuff. But, yeah, I wrote a lot today. So every so often, I have these days where I just have a lot to say and a lot to write, and I'm just on a roll. And the thing is, like, it'll happen today and it may not happen tomorrow. Like, tomorrow I may write nothing. I may get 1,000 words in, which is unfortunate. My goal right now, so this week is a good week to actually measure this because I don't have a lot of homework this week. I also have Wednesday off, so I'm able to do some pre-filming. But my homework load for this week is very, very light, which is nice. I do have one project I need to write up a proposal for the end of the semester, but that's okay. I can do that. It's about a 2-page essay I need to write, so I'm not terribly worried about it. I will be spending some time on Wednesday working on that, but if I can keep going like this, and if I can write at least 2,000 words a day, I'm about halfway through this book. So I did finally, like, outline the rest of what's happening in this story because I've known the general points, but now that I've gotten into the groove of the story, I can tell, like, what needs to happen, what is going on, and the distinct scenes that need to happen. I know that my flow between chapters is going to need a lot of work. That's definitely an area that I struggle in, but I'm really excited because this does happen over the course of 4 months. So this story is taking place over the course of 4 months. And that's a long time, and I'm not good at the time jump thing. So a new chapter. We're 3 weeks later. Sorry guys, I got to figure out how to do time jumps and how to do that kind of thing, because that's just how it works. So it starts off on New Year's Day and it ends in the middle of May. Like, that's how this story is going, or ends at the very beginning of May, something like that. So it's not terribly long, but it's long enough that it's a full-length story. So yes, I did write it all out today. So it's about 28 chapters. That includes the epilogue. So I do have an idea for the epilogue this time, and I'm very excited for it. But yeah, so it's gonna be a good time. I'm very excited with how much I've written today, and I think the character voices are coming along pretty well. I think, again, I'm going at this from my perspective, so I'm anxious to see what anybody else is going to think once I get into it. This is my first draft. I'm not sending this out to readers really until probably draft 3 at the earliest. So after this, when I finish this book, I am actually going to move on to a draft of the cowboy book that I'm writing, the novella that I have talked about before that I finished already. I finished my 0 draft. I'm going to rewrite that one, first draft, and we'll see how that goes. So that's my goal. My goal for this book is to finish this one halfway through November. I'm giving myself basically until American Thanksgiving to finish this draft, which I think is doable. I very much think it's doable. It's interesting because I have a final project due at the beginning of November, but it's not the final project of the semester. So I actually do need to start on that soon because it is going to be due. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little, this semester is just weird for me, and in my head I'm having a lot of trouble like figuring out what's going on for some reason. And I think part of me has checked out, which is really unfortunate because I'm not done yet. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens is basically what it boils down to. The hope is that I will get a high enough grade in both of these classes in order to graduate in December, but there's always the possibility that I won't. That is a possibility, that always is, and I approach this as a realist. I could end up doing one more semester. So we'll see. I hope not for my own mental sanity, but we'll see. We will see what happens. Put this down now. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at today. Today is Monday, and I got a lot written today. I might do a little bit more writing. It's 10 o'clock right now, but I did no reading today. No reading. Other than reading what I had written. So yes. Alright. I'll talk to you guys later. I look a little bit like a mess. I feel a little bit like a mess, but I have books to unbox and show you, so I'm going to do that. And John's right here. You see his foot. It's a little weird, but I got a pre-ordered book. I got the special edition of Murtagh by Christopher Paolini. Murtagh or Murtagh? Murtagh or Murtagh? You're the one who's read it.
It's Murtagh.
Murtagh.
They gotta say it with an Irish accent.
He listened to the audiobook. So I haven't actually read this one yet. I have not finished this series. But this is a very cool, very pretty copy. This is the back. This is weird, but that's okay. I do like the spine as well. I just have almost all the special editions. I'm only missing the special edition of...
Is it Eldest?
Is it Eldest? No, Inheritance. I'm missing the last one. I'm missing the green one. So if anyone has a scoop on where to get it that doesn't cost me $350 for the book, let me know. I got the first 3, I'm pretty sure, at like half price. I just haven't been able to find the last one. But it's got sprayed edges as well. And I don't know that this is focusing because I think I'm in the wrong section for light. But that's okay. But then I also got this. Oh, and what I didn't say about this is that there's pictures. There's pictures in here.
It's a picture book.
It's not a picture book. So there's a map right in the front, and there's cool pictures at the end. And then there's spoiler pictures inside of the book that I can't really look at, but you get to see maps of places, so that's cool. I showed John the other ones, but I can't see what they all are because apparently spoilers, so. Or maybe spoilers. I don't know if there's spoilers or not in what I showed you.
Quite possible. I don't quite remember. I have to look at it.
It's been 5 minutes. But I'm going to unbox this one, which is my monthly Broken Binding box, my Broken Binding edition. And they always pack these so nicely, which is good, because there's a hole in mine. But I know the book isn't damaged, because there's no way these books will ever come damaged, because you see how much packaging is on this. This book is not this big. It's a big book. Because I know what this book is, but it's... This book box probably does the best job of wrapping their books for travel of any box I've ever seen. And I feel like I say that every time I get a new one, which I just got the 3rd one in the last series. So, this is still a big book though. Look how chunky this book is. It's a big book. This is, oops, it's upside down. And this is Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. That's the series for the next 4 months, actually. It's the Dragon Bone chair. Is what this one is. It's the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn series, I believe. So you have this sticker, which is very cool. And I love how they wrap them. Everyone has a bow. And here, so let's show you the bookmark that I got. My camera won't focus. There we go. That's better. There we go. And the back is a quote that says, "Books are a form of magic because they span time and distance more surely than any spell or charm." Ooh, I really like that quote. Yeah. I didn't call you Shirley. Alright, and let's open the pretty box. I'm really sad because, okay, so the light is like almost behind me. That's why this lighting isn't the best. I have another ribbon. I have so many ribbons. Which is fine. I do wear them sometimes. I need to learn how to braid it into my hair. I feel like that would be fun. There we go. Hi, Kitty. I don't know if you just saw the cat jump off or not. Alright. Oh, this book is so big. This book is so much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Look how big it is. It's a big book. So this is The Dragon Bone Chair by Tad Williams. Look at this cover. It is so gorgeous. It is so beautiful. I have not read this one. I do have the audiobook for it, and I actually did check it out from the library once, and then I never read it. But here's the spine. The face out of there. And then the back comes with the quote. "Honor is a wonderful thing, but it is a means, not an end. A man who starves without honor does not help his family. A king who falls on his sword with honor does not save his kingdom." I mean, facts. So the top looks like it's just kind of, it's like a blackish red kind of color. And then we've got this gorgeous sword, the end pages. And then again, the blackish color, blackish red on the bottom. It does have a ribbon, and it is a purple ribbon. So that's exciting. Purple's one of my favorite colors. There is nothing on the other side of the dust jacket. That's okay. But the naked hardcover, as always, just slays. It's beautiful. It's just gorgeous here. We've got the sword on the back. Look how pretty. Isn't it pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Pretend it's interesting.
It was most interesting.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And we've got our pretty art right here. I didn't get an art piece, so I don't know if we get an art piece in this one or not. But here's the front cover. We've got a map and an author's warning. Okay. And then, oh, there's a different back cover for you. Very nice. Very exciting. That's very cool. So this book... this is actually a 3-book series, but because of the length of the last book, it is actually going to be a 4-book collection that we will be getting. So that's quite exciting, and I'm just going to read the description to you guys. The first novel in the internationally best-selling series, Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. Kitchen boy Simon is bored, restless, and 14 years old. A dangerous combination. It seems, however, that his life has just taken a turn for the better when he's apprenticed to his castle's resident wizard. As Simon learns to read and write under Dr. Morgine's tutelage, forces greater than he could possibly imagine are gathering. Forces that will change Simon's life and his world forever. Following the death of good King John, Austin Ard is plunged into civil war as his sons battle for control of the fabled Dragonbone Chair, the country's throne and symbol of its power. Simon is forced to flee the only home he has ever known, a journey that will test him beyond his worst nightmares. Intriguing.
John's keeping the peace.
John died.
As it should.
Yep, but John died.
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
So this is my book haul. I got 2 very chunky books. Very chunky books. Like, these are these are much bigger than I expected them to be. I mean, the Broken Binding books are always chunkier than the original, but like this is impressive. Like this is just a weapon. This is just a brick. This is like Jade Legacy length. And it's the first book. There's 4. I'm so excited. I need to rearrange my bookshelves. I should do that. All right, that's my little update. I've written quite a bit today, but I'll get into writing later. Ow. Once I've eaten something.
Food.
It's food time. And it's 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. So apparently this week is like my week of writing because I am full on motivation to write and to get things going. And I've written over 4,000 words 2 days in a row, which sometimes happens when I'm like high on like inspiration. That's the word. I was able to outline a lot of this already. So this is in essence a bit of a zero draft. So it's a bit of a word vomit. So a lot of these words I'm probably not going to completely keep. I don't know, but I did finish chapter 13 today and I'm about halfway through chapter 14. It's a little late, but the first kiss is going to happen at the beginning / end of chapter 15, which I'm starting to wonder if that's too late into the book. It might be, but it's supposed to be a bit more of a slow burn. That's still like halfway through, because as of right now, there's like 28 chapters, so 15 isn't bad. There are spicy scenes, so like, it's not bad. That's fine. It's fine. So it's about halfway through the book. So it's a lot of, and I gotta work on my tension. I'm not very good at writing romantic tension. I just don't have a lot of practice with it. So I need to up that a little bit. So maybe it'll make more sense if they kiss again a little earlier. Maybe it's just not like relationship kissing yet. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but it's a lot of fun. So my main character in this book, so this is Katy's book, and my main character, Katy, she actually has anxiety and social anxiety, which I do have some social anxiety. I've been able to work through it a lot, and I've actually been able to overcome a lot of it. But the scene that I wrote, she just had a signing of the largest number of people she's ever done an interview in front of. And so I'm going to, sorry, kind of spoilers, I'm going to write a scene where she's working through being overstimulated and he's going to help her work through it. Because I do think that mental health is something that does need to be represented in books, and especially helping someone through mental health, I think is very important. My fiance does that for me a lot, and it's very helpful, and it feels great to know that there's someone who cares that much, so I want to put that in. That's something that I feel strongly about and something that I want to put into my books, so that's what that one is. But if we're actually going to get down to the nitty-gritty numbers, yesterday I wrote 4,825 words. Today I wrote 4,927 words. Now I have the next 2 days off of work. One, because it's a normal day off because I work Saturday, so I get a day during the week off. And then the other one is because I took a vacation day because I have been kind of zony. And I'd like to get down and get some things done at home. I want to try and work ahead on some homework. I have a project due on November 4th that I want to look into, see what's going on. So yes, and I have stuff due this week and Monday. So I want to try and catch up and work ahead. And I really do want this to be my final semester of school, so I'm going to try and work as hard as I can to ensure that it is my final semester of school. But I'm very excited about writing stuff like this because I think it's important to have this kind of representation in books, so yay! Alright, moving on. Alright, I'm going to go to bed then now, so I'll talk to you guys later. Recognize that I think I've worn one shirt for like this entire video. It's my pajama shirt, and I'm kind of obsessed with it right now, so you'll have to forgive me. But I really wanted to share with you guys a couple things. It's Saturday, and I have not updated you in several days for many reasons. But I have a candle haul to do, and this is a new company that I found on Etsy, and I'm absolutely obsessed with these candles. They're all wood wick, which is one of my favorite things. And they come in 2 different sizes. This is the 6 ounce, and then I have 2 9-ounce candles as well. The 6 ounce, first off, it's yellow. And this one, the company is Poe Candle Company. So there you go. And this one is Bilbo's Sitting Room. Smells like smoked woods, flannel, and sandalwood. And I absolutely love this candle. Also, the design here is friggin' amazing. Are you actually gonna focus or not? There we go. There we go. So, first one, yellow woodwick. This is the 6 ounce, so this is the smaller of the 3 that I got. The next one, I couldn't resist. This is a white woodwick candle, and this is Fall in the Great Hall. Look at how pretty these labels are. I absolutely adore them. They are such an aesthetic. This one is sweet orange, rich musk, and vanilla, 9-ounce candle. So I'm so excited. It smells so good. And then this last one was a bit of a out there kind of purchase for me, mostly because I haven't bought anything candle-wise for this fandom before. I haven't really seen it. And this is Morticia from the Addams Family. So, yeah, another white 9-ounce candle. Love it. And it smells like coconut, light musk, and sandalwood. And it smells really good. It's honestly a very fresh scent. So, highly recommend this company for candles. I am going to start burning. I think we're going to do Morticia or Fall in the Great Hall for now, while I'm going to be working on a couple papers again this weekend. But let's talk writing, because this is technically a writing vlog, and I wrote a lot. So on Wednesday, the 17th, on Wednesday, let's go back to Wednesday. On Wednesday, I wrote 511 words. So I got a solid amount in. It wasn't as much as I have been getting in, but that's honestly okay because I made up for it. I wrote nothing on Thursday though. On the 17th, on Thursday, I had off and I was doing homework and I was struggling with a lot of things. I had a little bit of a meltdown. I'm doing better now, but I did have a little bit of a meltdown. I've had more meltdowns this semester than I think I have in most of my semesters combined, if that gives you any idea of where I'm at right now. And then yesterday, Friday, I wrote past midnight because we went and we hung out with some friends. We had a game night. And I stayed up late because I had some ideas after we got back and I really wanted to write them out. And so I wrote almost 3,500 words yesterday. And that includes actually words. So my camera battery died. Technically, if we're looking at the actual numbers for the hours of the day that included yesterday, I wrote 2,524 words. However, I know that before I went to bed, I wrote an additional basically 800 and some odd words before I went to bed. So before 1 a.m., I wrote another 800 words, basically. Because I had ideas. I'm basically rough drafting this again. I wrote a lot today. Is kind of how I wanted to start this and why I wanted to start it like this. And I feel like everyone thinks I'm lying when I say things like this. But part of the reason that I fast draft like this is because I have days like today. This also includes the 800 and at least 850 words that I wrote last night before going to bed. But it also includes, I wrote little descriptions at the front of each chapter in order to figure out what needs to happen in that chapter, kind of like little notes for myself, and Dabble counts that in my words written for the day, which makes sense. I write it inside of the actual chapter itself rather than using the note cards. Why? Generally because then I can look at it all as it is in the column on Dabble rather than, and I'm not going to show you because spoilers, but rather than having to open up each chapter in order to see what each one's about, I have them all kind of outlined right there. So probably about 500 of these words also are that, little descriptions, little ideas of what's going to happen in this chapter, what's going to happen in this scene. So probably about 1,000 of the words that I am going to mention here are words that fall into those two categories. I wrote over 7,000 words today. Like, that's a lot of words. That's a shit ton of words. And I recognize that, and I know that, like, that doesn't seem real. And I will say none of this has been edited. Lots of this is just word vomit on page. I'm very good at word vomit on page. I'm very good at that. And that's what I've done. But I've also found that when there's other things that I know I need to do, I am much more motivated to do the things that I'm enjoying. And right now, this book is at the top of the list of things I am enjoying doing. I haven't been reading nearly as much. I've been writing this book, and I'm so excited about it. I do need to pull back, and I need to do homework today. I need to do homework tomorrow. I need to work ahead because I have a final project that's actually, the first part of it is due at the beginning of November, so I need to work on that. And I have some other personal things going on that I do need to actually focus on, which this is where having a writing routine would really probably help me. My goal as of right now for my writing is to write about 2,000 words a day in drafts. This will change, obviously, once I get into editing and once I get into that kind of mode. But for now, my goal is to write 2,000 words a day. And I'm doing that. I'm very much doing that for most of the time. And it's a lot. But I feel like I say these numbers and they're kind of abstract to a lot of people as well. I guess a good summary of this would be that I've written about 20 pages today. Probably more than 20 pages, actually. I've written, let me see, actually. 9 plus 11. I've written 20 pages. Like, there we go. I've written 20 pages today. 20 full-length pages. So if that gives you a bit more of an idea of where we're at, that might be an easier way to do this. And I'm completely fine with switching over to doing that instead. The pages are, I believe, double spaced, so it's not as much, I think, as some people think, but at the same time, I still feel very accomplished doing that. And but I have come to the realization that word count is a bit abstract to a lot of people, so that's okay. And obviously not the final word count, but there are so far 60,977 words in this project. And as of this moment, the project is 244 pages long. Now, each chapter that I have opened that may not even have really any words in it or any paragraphs in it counts as a page. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chapters that have really like nothing in them. So 12 of those pages are just, this is where this chapter will go. They're just placeholders. So, yes. I'm doing the writing thing. This is why this is my goal for life, is that I feel like this is what I'm meant to do, is to tell stories. And I absolutely adore telling stories like this. So, we'll see how it goes. But that's my update, and I wanted to share my candles with you. And now I need to get home. Also, I have this notebook, and I've been using it to take very, very, very messy notes. Like this is hardly legible. Don't read too much of that. That's my plot. And then I did like a chapter tracker. There's going to be 28. There's going to be like 28 chapters as of right now. There might be more. But my goal is to finish by November 17th. see how that goes. I think I should be okay by then. We'll see. But, oh, and I can cross off a couple more of these because I am currently on chapter 16. So where's my pen? So we'll take this. Chapter 15, we're just gonna color that one in. There we go. Yay. All right, that's what we got. All right, let's do a writing update because I have never had, I say never, I have not had this much trouble with a chapter in this book since I started this rewrite. I swear. Like this whole section that I'm writing, I just finished chapter 16 today and there's about 28 total chapters right now. I had so much trouble with this chapter and nothing major happens. It's supposed to be a relationship building chapter. Like we're seeing them develop a little bit and we're seeing like their daily lives. We're seeing what's happening right now in the story. And I must have, so I have a lot of scenes kind of like outline what needs to happen in order for things to connect, in order for me to reach the conflict, to reach the climax and all that kind of stuff. I must have rearranged these chapters 10 times, at least. I haven't written them yet, but I must have rearranged them so many times. And I'm still not convinced they're correct, but I feel like I haven't had this much trouble with writing a chapter in this draft yet. That being said, I think I had trouble back in like chapter like 12 or something like that. That one took me forever to get to. But I swear I had to like force myself to write this chapter. I knew one thing I wanted to happen, but I couldn't figure out how to make it happen. And now I've made another chapter earlier on. I need to rewrite that because it's not correct anymore, which is fine. I knew this was going to happen. I didn't know that specific chapter was going to need to be rewritten, but I did have a feeling it was going to have to be adjusted, if nothing else, so yes. But I feel like I just had an extraordinary amount of trouble with this chapter, and I'm kind of upset about it. But I'm also happy because I finished it, and I worked through it, and I figured it out, and I still got... And I still got nearly 2,000 words written today, so that's very exciting. I still wrote like 10 pages, I think. Maybe. I don't think I wrote quite 10 pages. I think I wrote like 6 pages today. Maybe, if that. I don't know. Anyways, this is my longest chapter yet. And it doesn't need to be this long. So I'm going to have to adjust it. I'm going to have to fix it. But it's my longest chapter so far. It's a 20-page chapter. That just feels so excessive. Why is that so excessive in my mind? I don't know, but it is. Well, but we're still going, and we're still liking this. I'm still really enjoying this story. I am loving this story. And I cannot wait to finish it, to have this draft done, and to move on to something else and then come back to this one. That is my plan, and what I'm going to do is come back to this one after I write another draft. That way I can get my head out of this one for a little bit, get into another one, and then I can jump back. So ADD, I'm finding that with my ADHD, this is the best way for me to write, I think. Is it a little bit more time consuming? Yes. Does it require me to have multiple ideas? Yes. Is that second part a problem? No. That's not a problem at all. I have so many ideas. We're good, and not all of them are actually going to become stories. We've discussed this before. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. What I'm not okay is the fact that there was a bug in my egg curtains today. Not what I wanted to see when I was putting eggs away. I did not need to see beetles in my eggs. Ugh. Actually, it wasn't that bad. It was just one bug, and it's because they're farm fresh eggs. That's fine, but meh. John got rid of it for me. But I'm enjoying the story still. I'm still really liking these characters. I'm over halfway through this book now. I'm so excited. I have like 12 chapters left. That includes the epilogue. So I'm very excited. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be great. We're starting to get into some of the higher action stuff, like the more actual thriller aspects of it, which is very exciting. So, yes. We'll see. All right. That's my update. And I will talk to you all later. Right. It's been a day, so we have an unboxing. One of these books is not mine. One of these books belongs to John.
I mean, you bought it, so who's it?
You're the one who read it. We're both trying to do this thing where we're only going to buy books that we've read. Let's see how this goes. On top is one of my books. Go figure. Yep. I ordered a hard... Oh, I did get a hardback. Okay, we're good. So, mine came in paperback, but this is Dark Currents by Lindsay Broker. This is the second book in the Emperor's Edge series. I read the first one. I am in the process of reading the second one. I am thoroughly enjoying it. It's a nice adventure story, honestly. Like steampunk adventure. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy that one. And then I did pick up a copy of Salt and Broom by Sharon Lynn Fisher. I read this last month and absolutely loved it. So, well, I read it in September. Really loved it. So I did pick up a copy, a book that I have read that I can add to my shelves. So there we go. This is a Jane Eyre retelling, but make it witchy. And then, John's book. We got The Primal Hunter, book 1 by Zolgarth. There are, what, 10 books so far? Yeah, 10 books so far. Only 9 audiobooks, and he's listening to all the audiobooks. So he's waiting for the 10th book audiobook and doesn't know when it's coming. So yes, but we're slowly going to be collecting these.
Yeah, Fury of the Gods to keep me at bay.
Yeah, as right now, he just got the audiobook for Fury of the Gods, so he's listening to that one. Gonna finish the trilogy. There you go.
Hopefully it's only a trilogy.
It is. He said trilogy. He said trilogy.
Yeah, but that's what Evan Winter said too.
Well, this one is going to be probably at least 20 books. So we'll see how that goes. And it's John just binged this series in like 2 months. And these are not short books, but they're lit RPG books. And I don't really know a good summary of this book. But it is a printed hardback, which I didn't realize, but I guess that's how all of them are.
Jake is the character in our world, and suddenly there is this grand system that has a...
You might need to come closer so I can hear you. I'm going to make him do the summary. You want to come do a summary? Here, come sit by me. Here, come sit by me.
In our world... Forget what he did. I think he was just like kind of an coder.
You said he was like an office worker. You cannot see your face, dear.
It's okay.
You don't want your face in it?
Yeah.
Here, hold the book at least. There you go. Do you want your mouth in it or no?
I'm camera shy.
Okay.
No, he was an office worker, and suddenly he gets transported to a new world because suddenly there's this grand system that has... our world is supposedly qualified to join the system, and it turns into transported to a mythical place, and they have to basically fight for survival, and they level up kind of like on a video game or D&D and all that fun stuff, and yeah, stuff like that. I don't want to get spoilers.
That's fair. And there's a kitty cat here too. He did not want to sit on the floor. He refused to sit on the actual floor in order to film that.
I was kneeling.
But there you go. I'm sorry it was a little bit bumpy, but I held the camera up a little bit because you're resting on a bunch of DVDs, or a bunch of Blu-ray discs, so they're not the most sturdy things ever, but...
It's like a $17 camera stand.
It is a $17 camera stand because we went to Media Exchange and half price to get all these. Okay. So we have 3 books hauled that between us we've basically read. This is the only one I haven't finished. So there we go. That's exciting. Look, no, we're not adding to the TBR.
No, it has been hard.
It has been read, yes.
Hard. R''B. Hard.
I don't like this. So I filmed none of it, but oh, you covered it up. We did plant German white garlic. There's 2 rows right here, and this is mulch on top of it. So they don't really sell the packets of hay that we would normally use. Or I can't find them right now. So we put mulch on top. It is the end of October, so we'll see how this goes. And the rest of the garden bed is basically ready, which is really exciting for winter. So there we go. And John got his space in the garage back, right? You got your space in the garage back?
I got some back.
So, yeah. There we go. There's our garden bed ready. That is a light. That was bothering me. That was confusing me. All right. So I know most of this video was taken right here at this angle. And I apologize for that. I did go outside. I showed you that. This past week I filmed very little, and the whole main reason why I filmed almost nothing is because it is the election season here in the States, and where I work is a polling place for the city, and it has been very busy, which is good. People are voting. I'm really happy about that. But I am so overstimulated by the end of every single day. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. I've had meltdowns. It's been a rough week. I'm not gonna lie. And we're really glad that people are voting and coming in and doing stuff, but they're not nice to us either is the problem. So they're very, very upset about certain things. And so it's just the way it is. It's the way everybody gets during this time of year. But I want to give you an update on my writing and kind of close out this vlog. So as of this moment, my book Katy's book is sitting at 68,262 words written. I am finishing up chapter 17. I'm nearly done with it. I just need to finish this interaction. It's probably going to be about 16, 17 pages. And then, like, I have 2 pages left right now. I'm 15 pages in the chapter. I need to get it up. It's going to end up getting to, like, 16 or 17 pages when I'm done. And then we're actually going to start getting into some of the thrillery parts of this. And we're going to have some action happening. And yeah, I'm very excited for this, honestly. So we'll see what it brings. I'm still not satisfied fully with the organization, with the order of all of the scenes, and I have a feeling the one chapter I talked about earlier that's super long is going to be cut probably in half, and I'm going to switch up where some of that stuff is. So, yeah, fun stuff, which is, again, fine. I'm not worried about it, but it is what it is. So, yes. I have been reading, and I am actually doing a separate reading vlog for reading the books that are on my TBR this month. This is a new thing that I'm trying this month, and we'll see how it goes. And then I'll do an actual wrap-up with all of the books that I've read over the course of the month. So that's going to be a little bit different. But last week, I didn't get a video up. I just didn't. Like, there's no reason. I didn't feel like I had enough stuff to have a video done put it up, so I didn't. And I've been doing a lot of homework, a lot of trying to get ready for graduation, trying to get ready for life, because life. But yeah, got some stuff done, and I'm pretty happy with it. So that's actually where I'm going to cut off this vlog, because I think it's plenty long. I don't need to add anything to it, but that's what I got for you guys here. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it when you do. And if you made it all the way through to the end of this video, put like a pumpkin emoji, because this is the closest I'm going to get to a Halloween themed video this year. I have nothing. I'm sorry. It's just not happening this year. We had trick-or-treating last night here, and it was a lot of fun. The kids were around. I wore my onesie, so I was Red Panda. John has a pumpkin suit that he wears every year. So, and we put a leaf pile out in front of our yard. No stakes or anything, obviously. And we put a bunch of leaves out, and kids were jumping into the leaves. The adults were jumping into the leaves, and so that was really, really fun. So, yes, because we have a lot of big trees in our yard. So we have a plethora of leaves. So, yes. But now come fall preparations and winter preparations and all of that good stuff. Like I said, I planted my garlic, and yeah, now it feels like it's getting towards winter. It's crazy. So, but that's what I got for you guys here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, keep reading, and keep moving forward. Bye!